What's up, YouTube? Tim Moose here. Now, despite not so great name, Peacock has always put out some really solid stuff before. They were actually a really good streaming service here. Whether it's like the Saved by the Bell reboot, uh, I quietly enjoyed the Punky Brewster one. Cannot wait for Ted next year. That's going to be cool. But this year they put out some really solid stuff in my opinion. So here are my official top 10 favorite Peacock originals of 2023. All right, coming in at number 10, I'm going with the film Sec. Now, of course, this went straight to Peacock back in January, and it's a really good one. I mean, of course, it does take place during the pandemic, where these two girls are going to a cabin, and so of course, in this there is a serial killer around. I mean, obviously, we've seen ever since like the pandemic happened, we've seen like stories that take place during the pandemic, and sometimes it could, I don't know, sometimes it could be a hit and miss sometimes, but this one was actually a really hit. I mean, I had a fun time with it. John Himes, I thought did a great job directing. I believe he also directed episodes of Chucky, so he's definitely in the great realm with when it comes to horror here. So yeah, I really thought this was a really solid effort. Of course, Gideon Adeline was really great in this as well. For Blockers fame. The one who plays like a friend, I thought was really good. I mean, this is a really decent little horror film. If you guys haven't seen that. All right, number 9, I'm going with Praise Us. Now, Praise Us stars Chloe Bailey, who's of course her sister Halle Bailey, has been getting praise with like The Little Mermaid. I do hope we see Chloe Bailey branch out more in the future because I thought she was really solid in this one. I mean, this movie was a little bit like, let's say, Pitch Perfect, but with the choir. Where like Sam was where this girl named Sam was taken to Atlanta, Georgia, by her father due to getting in trouble with the law in LA, and she was forced to join the praise team as punishment for getting caught, lying as going to her aunt and uncle here. Chloe Bailey, I thought was really solid in this. And this is also directed by Tina Mabry, who also directed that Regina Hall film called Leto. Tina Gordon, my bad. The other cast members was also really great. Drusky was also in this. Quavo, uh, Angelica Washington was really good. Coco Brown. I mean, this definitely even had a bit of like, let's say, definitely felt like Pitch Perfect in a weird way, but set during the choir, and it does have some really decent music to it too. So if you guys haven't seen it, I'd say give it a go. All right, number 8, I'm going with the film Genie. Of course, this one just premiered back in November, starring Melissa McCarthy, who plays this genie, who ends up helping this father try to find the try to get make right with his family during before Christmas and stuff like that. And it's actually a really decent, charming little film. Melissa McCarthy I thought was really decent in this. It was of course written by Richard Curtis, who gave us like Love Actually, from Love Actually fame. Papa Asuto I thought was really great in this. You also had folks like Luis Guzman popping up in this. Who else was in this one? Oh yeah, Mark Maron was also in this. Alan Cumming I thought was really good in this. Really decent little comedy if you guys haven't seen it. Number 7, I'm going with Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain. Now, of course, this is produced by Judd Apatow, starring the Please Don't Destroy gang of Martin Hillary, John Higgins, and Ben Marshall, who pretty much plays like fictionalized versions of the group searches for like a lost treasure that they had initially been searching for as kids. And its supporting cast is really fun. You had Conan O'Brien playing one of their dads, Megan Sattler from Hacks fame, ex Mayo, Nicole Sakura, Cedric Yarbrough, Bone Yang was really hilarious. There's really decent little comedy in this, and it makes me want to see like the Please Don't Destroy gang do more films in the future because they really have a good act with some acting here, and I hope they do some more stuff in there. All right. Number six, I'm going with Twisted Metal, based on the very popular PlayStation game, and it's set in like the post-apocalyptic here, where of course you got Anthony Mackie who plays John Doe, who's a talkative milkman from Asia, who is given a mission to travel the desolate U.S. to deliver a mysterious package with unknown contents and stuff like that. And of course, he does team up with like Stephanie Beatrice character here. Uh, you have the character of Sweet Tooth, played by Joe Samoa. So yeah, this is a really the voice, by the way, is also voiced by Will Arnett. To that, like Joe Samoa does like the building version, while Arnett does the voice here. Nave Campbell also pops up in this series. It is a really decent series, worth checking out. Anthony Mackie is great in this. Stephanie Beatrice is amazing. I mean, it is a really fun series to check out. All right, number five, I'm going with Based on a True Story, which the show follows like a couple's podcast venture amidst a serial killer discovery. You have like Kaylee Cuoco, Chris Messina, Leon Liberato pops up in this. It's a really decent, like definitely shows of what people's obsession with true crime is, and this really shows it really well. Of course, the performances by Kayla Cuoco and Chris Messina is great. I really like their chemistry in this. They play off each other very well. You also had some other fun supporting players popping up in this too. It's really cool to see Kayla Cuoco back on TV, following Big Bang Theory, Flight Attendant. Obviously, she's great as Harley Quinn. I've always had a crush on Kayla Cuoco ever since Ace of Rules. Remember starting that. But yeah, this is a really decent series for her. All right, four, I'm going with the Continental from the world of John Wick. Of course, this is the prequel source of John Wick, starring Colin Waddell, who plays a young Winston Scott here. And it does pretty much tells a backstory of how Winston Scott, in an alternate history in 1970s, came to his position as the perpetrator of the New York branch of the Continental chains of hotels. And Mel Gibson, of course, plays the villain. He is so good in this. Colin Waddell, the guy who plays, I forgot the actor's name, but the guy who plays Lance Reddick's character, Sharon, I thought he was really solid in this. It makes me want to see more stuff in this world. Like, John Wick is really cool, but it's really cool to see, like, it will be really cool to see more stuff in the world that's not just John Wick related. Like, we are getting Ballerina, which I can't wait for. So hopefully we'll get more stuff like this down the line. So we'll see. Number three, I'm going with Bel Air Season 2. Now, of course, this is the dramatic version of the iconic Fresh Prince of Bel Air series that follows Will Smith's complicated journey from the streets of West Philadelphia to the gay mansions of Bel Air, and it dives into racial tensions, culture shock here, and the list world of the black burgers here. And the cast of characters is, of course, great too. Season 2, not as good as the first season. I thought the new season was really solid here. Of course, there is a really interesting protesting scene. Of course, Jabari Banks, I think, is definitely a really terrific at playing Will Smith. The guy who plays Carlton is great. The one who plays Ashley Banks, Coco Jones, who, by the way, is a terrific singer. I mean, she's definitely a singer to look out for. The guy who plays Uncle Phil Banks, Ashton Holmes, I think his name is. He's terrific. I mean, this is a really solid series worth checking out. I cannot wait for season 3 when that premieres. So, I mean, when they first announced that they were going to do a dramatic version of Fresh Prince, I was like, okay, that's a little odd, but it actually worked out perfectly. I think the show is really excellent to watch. And despite the whole Will Smith situation, I'm glad that the show is still coming out. So, anyway. Number 2, I'm going with Poker Face. Now, Poker Face stars Natasha Lyonne and is, of course, created by Ryan Johnson, coming off of the Knives Out fame. Now, it stars Natasha Lyonne, who plays Charlie Cale, who's a casino worker on the run who entangles herself into several mysterious steps of strangers along the way. This has a great cast from the likes of Adrian Brody to the girl from Orange is the New Black, Dasha Pacano, I think her name is. There's so many people in this, I can't even remember the top of my head. Of course, Adrian Brody, you got Lil Rel Howery was also in this. Ryan Johnson, obviously we know how great he does with an ensemble. We've seen that with the Knives Out films. And here, I really love the mystery aspects here. Here's some of the actors who pops up. We got Benjamin Bratt, Adrian Brody, Ron Perlman, Hong Chow, Megan Surrey, John Ratzenberger, Brendan Michael Hora, Lil Rel Howery, Danelle McDonald, Chloe Sevigny, Ellen Barkin, Tim Meadows, Jalil Jamil, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The list goes on and on. This is a really, maybe one of the best casts I've seen in a TV show in recent years. And it definitely has some fun humor. It's a really decent story elements. Cannot wait to see season 2. I don't know if it's going to premiere this year or the following, but wherever it is, I'll watch it. And my number 1 favorite show, my favorite Peacock original of the year is Bupkis. Starring Pete Davidson as a fictionalized version of himself. Pete Davidson gets a lot of hate, but I think the guy is hilarious. And I think Pete Davidson is amazing on the show. Of course, Joe Pesci playing his grandfather is incredible. Edie Falco does a great job playing Pete Davidson's mom. You also had some other fun cameos by the likes of Ray Romano, Simon Rex, Brad Garrett pops up. It's the one who played his ex-girlfriend Chase So Wonders also was in this show. Some really decent supporting players. It definitely is really funny. Really felt like Pete Davidson's version of Louie or Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is a really terrific show worth checking out. Definitely is going to be, when I do my spoiler for my top 10 favorite shows of the year, this will definitely be in my top 10. It's definitely one of the funniest shows I've seen in recent years. So definitely give Bupkis a go if you guys haven't seen that. But that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. 10 Sec, 9 Praise Us, 8 Genie, 7 Please Don't Destroy, 6 Twisted Metal, 5 Based on a True Story, 4 The Continental, 3 Bel Air Season 2, 2 Poker Face, and number 1 is Bupkis. Now there's some other ones I probably could have added too, I actually just checked out the Monk movie, not bad there. There's been some other really decent stuff like the LeBron film Shooting Stars was pretty decent. So Peacock really knows how to try some really cool stuff. Let me leave you guys. What's some of your favorite Peacock originals of the year? Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry Sayo.